Hi, thanks for coming. I'm making this video for a friend of mine, but I thought other spiritual seekers might be interested in this subject as well. So, with much less further ado, I'm going to send this message to my friend, who I'm going to call Elijah. And Elijah, you studied under David Spero, and the other day I asked you if you were aware of how far you had advanced. And I realized when you couldn't understand that you had advanced even past David Spero, that I should need to go look and see. I knew that he hadn't, at least in his latest video, that he hadn't gone as far as you have. And you still have some play to go. So one of the things I did is I went to look at the links you gave me and came across one called David Spero, The Whole Body Enlightenment. And in that he was talking about the state that he's experiencing is way past self-realization. There's always limitations to using language and talking about this. But what I can tell you is that he has a state of realization. I know from tuning into him that their flow of energy is in him and was present when this video was made. But when he talks about the flow of energy and the unification of all these different levels, he talks about it as an observer. And the definition of Samadhi is that the observer, the act of observation, and the thing observed become one and the same. Okay, and I can see what I'll give you some points. Okay, so I went to the tape and I went to 940, and he talks about the tremendous energy. Okay, so you now have that tremendous energy that is flowing in you, and you are observing it the same way that David Spero is. To give you some example of a person who has experienced that state and more is my wife, Wendy. And what she's, and her description of it is, okay, is that she not only sees that energy, but she enters into it. When you enter into it, there is no boundary. There's no I. Or if there's an I, it encompasses that whole thing. That's the nature of Samadhi. In the Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna talks about the things that can be compared to, he talks about being a shark among all the fishes in the ocean. He talks about being the elephant of the land animals. And then he says, among the mantras, I am the flow of the Gayatri. Not the Gayatri mantra, because there's lots of them, but the flow of the Gayatri. Why is that best mantra? It's because mantras bring you in touch with the flow. Even the Gayatri is subservient to the flow. Okay, so here's David talking about the flow. Oh, I got the flow. Yeah, he does. But he hasn't merged with the flow. So then, okay, so at 9:40 and at 12:30, okay, so 9 minutes 40 seconds, 12 minutes 30 seconds, 15 minutes 42 seconds. Okay. These are all external descriptions. And it may be wonderful, but it's not the merging, it's not the Samadhi. One of the things I was thinking, here's a phrase, here's a couple of phrases he said. Have the sense of living in the bliss of the self. Okay, so if you imagine you're inside a bowl and the bliss of the self is in this bowl, and you're inside this bowl, but you're not the same as the bliss inside the bowl. You would talk about it differently. In Vasista's Yoga, it talks about that when you become realized, everything you see is Brahman. If you see something other than God, it's because your ego there has transformed what God is into all these different objects. And yes, it is necessary to use language to communicate with people. But you only use language to introduce you to your own self. And believe it or not, for David here, there's still some tremendous steps he has to take. I was thinking to make a comparison between this and Swami Nityananda, who recently had some problems with the Kundalini energy. That's still to come for David. And so I thought, okay, well, it'd be good, but I couldn't wait anymore. I'm sorry. I wanted to get this out to you. Okay, well, so maybe that's the next video, right? And then I'll make a couple of comparisons of Swami Nityananda to his own videos to show you how the karma is working. Until next time, thank you.